Hey, let's take just a little bit of a break from all of this simple and compound interest. So if you're watching this video, you have completed several of the compound interest videos at this point, 1 through 6, done a real good job with that. So I thought we'd take just a little bit of a break here. It's just now starting second quarter. And so at the end of quarter 1, and we can go in and we'll just create a little grade point average worksheet. And also learn how to use what we call if functions, if functions, which is a way to create what we call logical arguments within an Excel formula or an Excel function. And this particular one is called an if. And what it does is that if a particular condition is met, then you can tell Excel to place some particular label or value within a cell. So what we can do here is go ahead and create a new workbook, and what you will name it is If GPA 2017. So go ahead and give it the name If GPA 2017, and I'll put it there just in case you can't see that up there, but do that and save your workbook. If GPA 2017, and then come in, and so for this video I'll just have you create our basic worksheet, which is this information here. So the first thing to do is to come on up here and create a little heading section. And what I've done here, like we did in a previous video, used the merge and center command right here. So let's see if I can get back to where I was right there. So what I did is selected these cells and clicked merge and center. And then type in, I'll put it in all caps here, grade point average. Like that. Get rid of that. And then you are going to, well, we'll get to that in just a minute here. Let's go ahead and get our columns adjusted here. This first column, in fact, I'd recommend you do this. Just go ahead and get all the columns adjusted before you type in any of the title or header information. So column A, I believe I set that at 8. Let's take a quick look. Yep, column width for column A is 8. And the column width for these is 15. So that would be B, C, D, and E. Make that a column width of 15. And then have a little column here, this column F, just a little space here. And I think that's 5 here. Let's take a look here. Column width of 4. And then the last columns, G through K. Those are, I believe, 15 or 16. 16. Column width of 16. And then you can go ahead and put in your headers right here. And no formulas here and here. You can put in all of this information and center it the way I've done so here. That's all, nothing new there. You know how to do all those label alignment characters. And then go ahead and put in your classes. There's periods 1 through 7, and we'll leave out period 8, and put in your classes, so you don't need that there. That's just a demo. And then if you want, go ahead and look up your grades for quarter 1 and put those grades in here for each of those courses. And then assign a grade point to each of your grades. So if you have an A, excuse me, if you have an A, put a 4. Hopefully you don't have any F's. If you do, it's a 0. C is 2A. Now if you have any of the A plus or A minus, just if you have an A minus or an A plus, put 4. We're just going to calculate it that way for now. 4. Just do it based on the letter grade. So if you want, just round your scores up or down. just put A, B, C, D, or F, and leave out the minuses and the pluses. And then put in those grade points. And then you could go ahead and calculate your GPA, because what we're going to do in the next video is go ahead and work with what we call if statements, and it's all going to be based on what the GPA is and also what the letter grade is. And so that will fill in this course status here, and we'll talk more about that in the next video on this. But for this video, let's just go ahead and build this worksheet, especially since many of you will be looking at it this week on a minimum day. So to calculate that GPA, a grade point average, and we've calculated quite a few averages in this class, so we're going to go ahead and get the sum of these values and then divide it by 7. So step 1, equal sign. So what we want is the sum of all of the grade points divided by the number 7. And then we want to have 2 decimal places right there. So we'll go to the hundreds place there. 2.71 is the GPA. So go ahead and build that. I'll come around, take a look at it, and make sure you save it. And then in the next video, we will go ahead and work with creating some if statements based on the information that we've created here in the workbook If GPA 2017.